All right, here we are at SEC Media Days in Atlanta, joined by SEC Network analyst Roman Harper. Roman, thanks for the time, man. How are you?
Man, appreciate it. Thank you for having me. Can you hear me?
I got you loud and clear.
Good.
I got to ask you, man. Played your college ball at Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Spent most of your career with the New Orleans Saints. Spent a couple years in Carolina. Do you hate Atlanta? I feel like you're supposed to hate this city now.
No, I actually I got a lot of friends that live here. So a lot of friends and family that live here. My brother lives here. I don't hate Atlanta because they never beat us. So like it's different.
I was going to ask, like, you don't have too many bad memories in this city.
Yeah, like, America doesn't hate France because they never beat them. You know what I mean? It's like it's not an issue. It's not an issue.
Anybody give you weird looks though when you're walking around the streets here?
They only hate us because they ain't us. And I had a lot of battles with Roddy White, and I buried the hatchet a little bit. But, like it never bothered me because they at some point they were always going to lose.
That's 2 free wins every year, right?
2 free wins most of the time. I think I lost them like 4 times in my career. So
to say you played in the NFC South for a long time, so that's
11 years.
That's a pretty good record, right?
It was
there.
Not bad. It was not bad.
That's awesome. So hey, I want to get your thoughts on this year, but before diving into 2025, looking back at 2024, Texas's first year in the SEC, your thoughts on last year's team, what they were able to do, better than you expected, worse than you expected, about what you expected. How would you grade the Longhorns' first year?
I thought it was better than I expected. I just didn't know what to expect. Because Texas has this ability to sometimes lose games they weren't.
Yeah.
They've kind of gotten over that. I don't think they're that team anymore. I think they're going to be exactly what we think they're going to be from here on out. I think Steve Sarkisian has kind of gotten all that out of their system. I think he has them in a better place here. Now, I really enjoyed watching Texas, but it was all because of the defense last year. Defensively, they were salty. Everything up front, the secondary pieces that they had, they lost. I don't think we can give enough credit for how great Jahdae Barron was for this defense. Actually, also Andrew Makuba coming in, transferring over from Clemson. Mm-hmm. They just played great team defense from a secondary's perspective. And so whenever you play great in the back end, it makes everything else up front look even better because, guys are covered. So the D-line has more time to get to the quarterback. Everything else is kind of falling into place. They matched. They played great communication-wise when covering guys down the field. I think these are things that nobody's talking about because I watch it all the time. Texas was excellent at it. Excellent. And so we'll see how great Michael Taft's season will be without all these other guys around him.
Yeah.
Because it was secondary is a collective sport.
I was going to ask, like, how important.
And they lost their pass game coordinator.
They did.
As well. So, you lost a lot of great key pieces to this secondary piece, and that they also lost some really good dogs up front defensively.
How important is that communication on the back end? Because 2 years ago, Texas made the playoff. They had a secondary that ranked in the 100s. Last year, they bring in Makuba. They actually shifted Jahdae Barron from star to outside corner, and they become one of the best secondaries in college football. I don't know if you know this, Roman, but Jahdae Barron, Michael Taft, and Andrew Makuba, they're all from the Austin area. They've all trained with the same trainer since they were 10 years old.
I didn't know.
So not only are those guys, great friends, they were teammates last year, but those guys had that chemistry that they built up for a decade. So how important is that with 2 of those guys now being gone, making sure that communication and chemistry is still there?
It's so important because you already know what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm in here, but I get a feel like, hey, I'm inside. I'm in here. That's what I'm telling my corner. And he's not panicking when the wide receiver stems inside or if he does. He trusts me. And so the level of trust is so valuable from a secondary piece because the quickest way to lose a game is over the top.
Yeah.
And so like when you give up big explosive plays, which Texas didn't do that.
Right.
I think they were number 1 in the country in not allowing explosive plays.
Yeah.
So that's what happens. Safeties make tackles when the running back gets 10 yards. Not a big explosive play. It doesn't hurt us.
Yeah.
Because the wide receiver or the running back got down on the ground. So, like, all these little plays that people like we just kind of glaze over or gloss over. I think Texas was excellent in those areas defensively last year. And so we'll see how that kind of goes for them this year. I think that's going to be a huge piece that I'm looking at for Texas. Mm-hmm. But I anticipate Texas being right back in the SEC championship this year just because of everything that they bring back. Look, Steve Sarkisian got to be better too. All right, you can't call a crack toss from pistol formation from the 1 yard line.
I heard you saying
you
that
can't do it.
at the next table.
You can't do it.
You're triggering my UTSD is what I call it. Like, you're hurting me with that.
It's just the truth.
Terrible.
He's got to be better.
Yeah.
All right, you can't do it, and you got to block the best player on Ohio State's defense if you do.
Yeah.
And so that play costs you.
I think about that every night. I don't sleep much these days because of that
play.
play.
Costs you. Not only that, but defensive coordinators, for as good as we were all year, we got to let our team know. Screen or draw on first play.
Do we need to prevent defense with 30 seconds left?
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
we can't give up a 70-yard screenplay.
You just did our entire last 6 months of radio right there.
You can't allow it.
Yeah.
And so if you don't learn from those mistakes, they'll cost you again. And so that is what Texas has to focus on. You're good enough. We were there.
Yeah.
You just got to get those little things cleaned up, and we got to perform in the biggest moments. And schedule-wise, I think they'll still have a chance.
You said you think Texas will be back here in December for the SEC championship game.
I'm able to say that right now.
Would you peg Texas as the favorite in this conference? And if not, who's your kind of number one team going into this week?
I think I have less questions about. I just like what Texas has been doing.
Sure.
I think Sark has just been building. And silently, and I think the facilities and what Texas has to offer.
Oh, yeah.
Athletes, as I've gone on that campus, I'm like, okay, they got more than what a lot of people have.
And more than you had when you were playing, right? Don't you wish you were a part of this era?
I mean, I don't blame that. It's like my parents had me too young. You know what I'm saying? I was born in the wrong time.
Yep.
Because, Texas has things to offer that other schools just don't have. Opportunities and what Austin is, it's just different. And because of that, when you got a coach that's able to present that and talk about those things, it makes it exciting.
Yep.
And so I do have Texas as pegged as my favorite right now. I got Alabama number 2, and then I got Georgia and LSU after that.
Okay.
And then after that, we have to see where games play. And, then you're going to have South Carolina, you're going to have Florida, you're going to have some other teams that are all around that kind of that second tier. Missouri has the schedule to be good and dangerous too.
Yeah.
So, but you got to win the games.
Right.
And we're going to see what Texas does when they have to go on the road to Georgia, and what Georgia is going to be as far as this season as well. I love it because the SEC is just super competitive.
It is.
And what is Texas going to be? Don't they got to go to the Swamp this year?
They do.
Yeah. So
conference opener.
What's that going to be?
Yeah.
Like, and so knowing that they're going to have to actually face DJ Lagway this year.
Right.
So with the secondary, who I said, they got to be better.
Yeah.
And they got to be able to make these plays and with some missing pieces. So this is what I don't know, but I'm also able to change my opinion.
Of course.
I told you I'm not going down with any ship.
Right. Right. Well, we're going to learn a lot about this team in week 1.
Yeah. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Yep.
And you know what? I think that's going to be a great test for them.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make or break your season.
Sure.
Because it's out of conference and it's an early game.
And 12-team playoff
it's
now,
a 12-team playoffs.
Yeah.
None of that matters. And so as long as you handle your business in the SEC, you're going to be just fine. But also Ohio State's breaking in a lot of new pieces too.
They are.
So, Ohio State paid all their money last year, and they're, so now they got to reset the time clock too.
Yeah.
So this is where college football is right now.
It's different, man. A couple more for you here, Roman. Now's your chance. Everyone's got a hot Arch Manning take. It's either your guy Paul Feinbaum, and he's the best thing since Tim Tebow, or you're Steve Spurrier, and it's if this guy was so good, why was he sitting behind Quinn Ewers the whole time? Where are you at? You don't need a hot take, but where are you at? What are your expectations for Arch Manning as he takes over this Texas offense?
Well, when I saw him play last year, the one thing that really stood out to me was I saw him do an RPO in one of these directional teams he was playing. And it looked like he'd been doing that since he was about 12.
Yeah.
It just boom, 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 flow. And when you have natural ability with the intention of being great and the time and it wasn't rushed.
Right.
We never rushed in the kitchen preparing this meal of Arch Manning.
Yeah.
It's just like, no, we're good.
Yep.
Slow cooking it because the parents and the environment around him wasn't allowing him to be cooked fast. He went to Newman, where all the other Mannings went to.
Mm-hmm.
I know the school very well.
There you go.
All right. I know his grandparents. I know his dad very well. Well, I know his dad pretty good too. Last time I saw his dad we're at Stein's, one of our favorite sandwich places in New Orleans.
There you go.
He's always there. So, shout out to Stein's too.
There you
Great
go.
Place.
Yeah, give it to him.
And so, all these little things, because the environment is right and the coaching staff, he went there to play under Sark. He went there. He's recruiting. I also love that he was in St. Louis with one of his wide receivers at a football.
Hey, you don't see that too often.
These are the little things that matter.
Yeah.
It's all about the little things. And when you get it, you get it. It's showing that, you know what, man, I love you. So I'm willing to go in places that maybe some people probably wouldn't go to because of you.
Right.
Because, you know, sometimes to be the best leader, you got to learn how to serve first.
Yeah.
And so when you come from this attitude of servitude and service and what it means to do this for the neighborhood or being some kind of ambassador for New Orleans, or like you represent more than what's just on the name of your back, you get it. And so I think he's been raised right.
Yeah.
And the Mannings have done a great job of that. I know his whole family. So they care about those things.
Sure.
And because of that, he cares about those things. And because of that, I think Texas has a chance because they have a quarterback that's different.
We just met. I appreciate you saying you love me, man. That's very kind. Last thing here, real quick. Hey, you're a Saints guy. People think the Saints might be taken for Arch. How cool would that be if Arch Manning ends up playing where Archie played?
You know, it'd be interesting, but I don't think Arch is even thinking about the NFL.
Yeah.
That's like I said, they're not in any rush.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
they're slow playing.
They're
this
slow playing it.
Yep.
Every other Manning has been a senior.
You're right.
It's not like they leave early.
Yeah.
So
it worked out well for the other ones.
You know what I mean? Like they're just not in that process of mind. And he's got money. So what are you rushing for?
Yeah, exactly.
You're rushing to get to a bad team where your dad got your grandfather's beat up and can barely move it around now because of what happened to his body. Don't rush it. Be a professional, which you constantly have all been. Your family's great. Don't rush it. You're going to be fine. The NFL ain't going nowhere.
That's well said.
You know, so you're good.
Yeah.
And enjoy being a young man.
Yeah.
Enjoy being Texas, because the difference in college to NFL is, hey, look, we give you grace in college. When you make bad throws, you know, we talk about the college, we talk about the team, we talk about the head coach. We don't bang on players. You get drafted next week, you make that bad throw, this quarterback sucks.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So it's a different mentality. And sometimes we need to have more empathy and understand that these are all just young men trying to be the best of their ability. And it's tough.
Yep.
It's very, very hard. It's a hard game to play at the hardest position at quarterback. So give them some grace. And you have grace when you were in college. When you get to the NFL, there is no grace.
There's no grace. Roman, I could talk to you all day, but we know you got a million of these to do, man.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate the
it,
time.
man.
Thanks for joining us.
You guys
here.
be good, man. I will enjoy myself in Austin. When I see
Please
you guys
do.
there.
Please do.
For sure.
Roman Harper, the SEC Network, joining us.